This was actually a tip that was shared with me by a Romanian monk who was living in Washington, D.C. 20 or 21 years ago. I was newly raw. I was still struggling with some cravings. I mean, it wasn't really a big deal for me. I didn't give in to them because I was totally committed. I've been very, very sick at 23, and I didn't want to be sick anymore. So I wasn't about to go eat something that was going to make me feel bad. And I was clear. That stuff doesn't work for me anymore. I was clear. But I was also starting to help other people because people had seen this massive transformation in me, and they were coming to me for help. And I was looking for tools I could find, anything I could find to help people, because it came up so often. He said, if I wake up, if I realize I'm craving pizza, rather than telling myself, you can't have that, he would say, no problem. I'll have that pizza tomorrow. No big deal. I mean, the ego can accept, all right, it's coming, right? It's coming, but I'm not going to do it now. And then, if he still wanted it tomorrow, he could say, no problem. I'm going to have that pizza tomorrow. And he would just keep putting it off till the next day, until one day he didn't want it anymore. And this is what will happen. I mean, sometimes people are confused, and I think it's confusing that we use the word craving to both describe healthy and unhealthy urges. So, let's for instance, let's say that you are deficient in potassium. You are likely to crave bananas, watermelon, papaya, avocado, all things that are very high in potassium. You don't have to know. You do not have to know that those things contain potassium. Your body will say, I want some of that. One of those things, some of those things, okay? That's a real need. Now, what will happen? Let's say that you have a deficiency of potassium. Your body is telling you, watermelon, papaya, avocados, bananas, and you're saying, no, I'm going to eat. Instead, you eat only things that contain no potassium at all. What's likely to happen for the desire for potassium tomorrow? Desire for potassium-containing foods tomorrow. It's going to increase, isn't it? You're going to have more of a need tomorrow, most likely. I mean, it doesn't happen that way when you're fasting, because your body actually has a chance to make itself more efficient, and you finally are able to get what you need from what's already present. That could happen too. But in most cases, it's going to get stronger, because if you needed it and you didn't get any, now you probably need it more. What if one day, let's say you used to smoke, you quit smoking, and one day you say, I want a cigarette. What's going to happen to your desire for a cigarette over time if you don't smoke one? It's going to get weaker. This is, if you're not sure, I'm craving this, I'm not sure if it's healthy or not. If you're willing to be patient, you can find out. That's a very simple way. Does it go away or does it not go away? I had a client I was coaching on the phone recently who said to me, she says, Loren, I eat every night before I go to bed because I'm always hungry. I said, I maybe, but I'm going to suggest there's something else going on. Now, we talk about what's that hunger feel like? Okay. Yeah, I said, I don't think you're actually hungry. There's something else going on. And I explained what I explained. And then she said, you know what? She said, I just realized. There were some times when I felt hungry at night, but I decided not to eat. And when I woke up the next morning, I wasn't hungry. Now, if she was actually hungry at 9 o'clock at night, like her body really needed food at 9 o'clock at night, and she didn't eat, at 7 o'clock the next morning, what would you expect to happen? More hunger. There was no hunger at all. That meant what? She was never hungry in the first place. And she got that. So this is one way to tell. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was working with someone who was fasting and wound up on her 4th or 5th day, emailed me and said, well, I ate some stuff. You fast for 4 or 5 days and then break the fast, and now your body has to start all over again. You don't get very much benefit from those first few days. There's no deep cleansing going on. She was already at that level, now she's got to start over again. In order to really be able to listen to your body needs to be clean. So an addicted body is going to send you messages for things that you're addicted to. If you're addicted to heroin, cocaine, speed, alcohol, or bread, or hamburgers, your body will tell you to consume those things, not because it needs them, but because it's an addiction. And this is where, if you're willing to be patient, I'll do it tomorrow, 3 or 4 days later, chances are good, if it's something you're addicted to, it's going to be a much weaker desire. That's how you can tell. Now, if you're not willing to be patient, if you're going to say, well, I'm going to do it right now, well, you can't really know for a fact. And the other piece is, yeah, it's absolutely true that oftentimes it's not really about the body's need at all. It may just be a justification. This is what my body wanted. Maybe that's all it is. But again, if you're willing to be patient and you want to find out for sure, you can find out. Does your body really need that substance? Is that what's going on? Well, it doesn't take that long to figure that out if you're willing to give it the time. Many people may not be willing to give it the time. But ultimately, we've been talking about leaving here and learning to listen to your body and tuning in and really listening to the body. You guys can do that because each and every one of you will have fasted for at least 21 days, and some of you longer. Well, you've gotten your body clean enough that you can probably trust the messages you're getting. The average person on the street, they can't necessarily do that. If you've been eating crap up until now and say, okay, no more crap. Well, tomorrow your body's going to say, hey, give me some more crap. Crap's addictive. If you've been consuming crap, you're likely to get that message. Okay? So, and this is why it's important to understand. Again, this is, the whole point of even though you should be able to tune into your body and eventually become practiced, I'm going to give you a document, a 5 or 6 page document, which says, this is how you meet all your body's needs. This is the way to do it as well as possible. My beliefs, my opinions about this from experience with a lot of clients. But why do you need that? Well, just in case you're not sure. Just in case you're thinking, no, I'm pretty sure my body really wants Krispy Kremes. Yeah, not likely. I mean, it's not likely a healthy craving. If there's a craving, it's not, it's the addiction. It's not the healthy, my body actually needs this in any way. So you can look at the list and you can think about the guidelines I've given you for how to know what belongs in your body. And I think you'll clearly see that Krispy Kreme isn't on there anywhere. Don't eat it. If your commitment is taking your health to the highest level possible, don't eat it. Okay? Trust that. Rules, it was once said, are designed to get you to the place where you don't need rules. Eventually, you don't need these guidelines. You don't need anything. If your body's clean and you're completely tuned into it, and one day you think, I'm going to have that thing. You start eating it, and your body will tell you, hey, this is a bad idea. You might want to stop now because I'm already feeling like this is not a good idea. Your body's going to react. You'll know if you're willing to listen. You'll know. Okay?